to the Friends of Zeus podcast. This is episode 139, I think. 139. If not, then just add one or subtract one when you're looking at the episodes. I'm at the famous Patriots Pub and Grill tonight. Tonight we're short-staffed. That's a little.
Oh man.
But we're gonna muscle through it. This is gonna be kind of more of our hodgepodge episodes. We're gonna just talk about current events, news,
pop
stuff
culture.
like that.
Mm-hmm.
Pop culture events.
What's that?
Pop culture events.
Pop culture, yeah. And Des is gonna run the show. So why don't we get started, Des? What you want to talk about?
First of all, I want to compliment you on your costume of choice last episode that I was not on. Here's why. First of all, that was a fucking creative idea.
Mhm.
Second, that movie, there's only been 3 times in movie history that I've actually had like visceral reactions to shit. And actually, so 2 of them were movies, one of them was a documentary. But the human centipede is like what nightmares are made of, and
Yeah.
although it's disgusting and fucking
So many ways.
twisted and just weird, it's a good horror movie. Like, nobody wants their face sewn to an ass and shit in their mouth.
No.
Nobody wants that to happen.
You almost want to be one of the last ones.
No, I want to be the
No,
first
you want
one.
to be
You want to be the first one.
You want to be in the driver's seat.
If
Yeah,
you can't be the first one, then you probably should be the last one.
At that
if
point,
my
I don't
mouth's
think it
getting
really
shit in,
matters.
I'm shitting in other mouths. Like, that's what's happening. So I'm not gonna be. Except for it sucks when the head engine and the caboose die, then you're stuck there.
That's right. Didn't one of them die during the movie or something?
Yes, the first guy, he killed himself.
Yeah.
And the last chick, she died because her fucking face was infected from shit
Oh God.
getting in her wound.
The beauty of that costume is, like, I bought the dolls and all that, and then I showed up at Mike's house like a half hour before, and I'm like, all right, quick, we gotta figure this out. And I wanted to be able to bend the legs so it really looked the part, but
It was fine. That was not detracting from it. Yeah. That was fine.
Yeah.
As long as people knew that it was human centipede, that's all that I cared about.
Have you guys seen the second and third ones?
Yes.
Okay, the second one is weird.
Oh, the second one is weird.
Yeah,
one's normal.
No, well, if you think the first one is normal, then the second one is weird, and then the third one is just they should have stopped it too, kind of deal.
Yeah.
That was kind of dumb.
Which is generally a good idea.
Stopped it never making it.
Yeah.
No. As terrible as that movie is, and as disgusting and twisted, like, it's a good film, like a good horror movie.
You're gonna have to watch it.
No, it is. It's well made. I will give it that.
You've never seen it?
Yeah.
Nah.
I saw the first one.
No, I've
never seen the second one in its entirety. I just kind of like skipped through it, but then the third one, I'm just like, this is fucking stupid.
Yeah, I didn't see the sequels.
Was what intrigued me, and it seemed like a relatively cheap costume. If you guys haven't noticed, I tend to go a little overboard on the Halloween costumes. And that was my most overboard. I think if I'm gonna rate my it's probably 1, 2, 3, or the first one, Napoleon Dynamite, I thought was pretty good. Buffalo Bill was fucking epic.
I think Human Centipede was better than Buffalo Bill.
Wow.
I think it was a better costume.
Yeah.
I think so too. And it's really not a costume, it's just taping some dummies to your ass.
Right, but like, I think people have done Buffalo Bill in the past. I don't know if anyone's done Human Centipede.
No, it's a commitment.
No, I got the idea online. I saw other people that did it. I just did.
Okay.
I mean, Zeus was like getting the details with the wrap and the galls and everything.
Oh, the wrap makes it. Yeah, it makes it. Because if it wasn't there, it looks like you just have dolls on your.
Plus, it was just such a great reveal. It was a very good reveal.
And I recycled my nude suit from the last year.
Yes, some keen observers may have noticed the nipple art which I drew on last year, which was still present.
All right, so
Is it cold? Did you went trick or treating?
It's
You guys,
getting
is it
chilly.
cold?
It's
It
getting
is cold
It's a
here.
little chilly. It's not cold, but it's a little. It's getting there. Feels like
yeah.
fall.
I
Oh,
like
yeah,
where
okay.
I'm at
It's not
Patriots.
like
They have
snowing, but
the heat things, the heaters
Mhm.
up there, so you can sit outside. And I had to go stand under them. It was a little chilly. I'm
Well,
sorry, that was really exciting.
earmuffs. You need at least earmuffs to go for if you were
Wow.
going to go longer than 45 minutes here. I mean, it's
Wow.
not snowing and it's not windy. Actually, there's no wind, which is great, wonderful. But I mean,
Hey, so have you seen
Please.
Taylor Swift in town since
no, because
she's
remember I live in Wichita. They are in Kansas City,
Okay.
so no.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just asking.
No.
Figured you might. So
But
what to talk
hold on,
about?
no. I got a question. What was the most popular Halloween costume y'all saw tonight?
It was popular.
Spider-Man.
Yeah, I saw a ton of Spider-Man. I mean, I
But
saw a lot
Max-
of Spider-Man.
Max was Miles Morales Spider-Man, which is a
Yes.
pretty cool costume.
Yes.
Yeah, that's right. You went out
I
with
saw
my
him.
family for Halloween. Yeah.
Yeah, I went trick-or-treating twice.
Oh.
Well,
Yeah,
I mean, we went camping, and we always go camping at this place for Halloween, and they do trick-or-treating at the campsite.
Oh.
And that was over the weekend, and then we do trick-or-treating tonight, which is actually
I
Halloween.
didn't do any trick-or-treating this year. I was getting ready for the show, and I wanted to get away from certain elements that I just want to get away from, so I got away from them.
So the most popular, this is a weird one. The most popular costume I saw tonight out was skeleton.
You know, there's a lot. My daughter was a skeleton. Yeah, I did see a lot of skeletons.
They're coming back.
More Spider-Man, but a lot of skeletons.
I only saw one Spider-Man.
I saw Venom, which was a pretty cool costume for a kid.
Okay, so my son was Venusaurus Rex. So you know, like those blow-up T-Rex costumes?
I love those.
Yes.
Yeah, it was that, but it was Venom. Like it was a Venom like design, and he was like a black and like
cool.
the dinosaur had like its tongue like Venom has. But it had like the dinosaur tail and like it looked like a dinosaur.
Do those things have a fan that just keeps running?
Yeah.
The whole okay. I was wondering how they stay inflated.
Yeah, it's like it takes like 4 AA batteries and you just put it in and the fan runs. It's like located by the tail. So
it just
and it
keeps
has like
it
a
inflated.
little screen thing for your face. Yep. Mm-hmm.
That's cool. That is one that I would like to do. And now that she said that there's that type, I'm betting there's some other cool ones out there.
Oh,
that one seems like fun.
I saw one that was the dinosaur, except the person there was a saddle, and so it made it look like the person was riding it.
Yoshi? Oh.
And then
Yoshi?
Probably Yoshi, yeah.
I don't know. And then there was the one that's the alien holding the person.
That
your
one
legs.
That one I kind of like too.
Yeah, your legs. Yeah, that was cool.
Any right sharks out there?
Yes, there were some. Well, there was a baby shark.
Oh,
yeah,
not the same.
Yeah, not the very.
So we bought this Venusaurus Rex costume last year when we were all trick or treating, and so me, my husband, and my sons and I were like talking about. I can't remember if it's left or right shark, whatever, one of them damn sharks. Which I don't know if you guys.
Katy Perry from the Katy Perry thing.
Yeah, and that one of the sharks was just doing its own fucking.
It was like it was like flapping weird and
yeah. So that I was like, man, I wonder if you could just buy a blow up like shark costume like that because that would be funny.
Yeah, to be that character
and go as like a twofer, and one of you guys be the left shark, one be the right shark, and just do your fucking own thing.
You know, I've not heard of it. I'll look into it. It sounds funny though.
Basically, Katy Perry did her music video, California Girls, I think it was, and which had these dancing sharks in the background. There's 2 sharks, one on the left of her and one on the right of her, and whichever one it was, we're gonna call it right shark, was just they either forgot the choreography or just said fuck it because they were just doing whatever. Like was it
like the Super Bowl or something?
Yeah.
Maybe I think it was the Super Bowl. Yeah, a few years ago.
I like her. I think she's funny, and I'm not. She comes off as kind of an imbecile, but I think that it's all an act. I think she's just funny, and she plays.
She is. Yeah. No, she's definitely a little bit of a character, but.
So what's her?
That's gonna segue us into some what's it called? Pop culture. Culture
Mhm.
pop is what I almost said. Some pop culture stuff. So some things that have happened. Matthew Perry died. Chandler from Friends. How you
That
guys?
one,
Zeus said he was sad. He was like kind of sad about it. Did you watch
well, like
Friends, Mike?
No.
I didn't watch
it,
Friends either.
it like affected me, and it really doesn't even have to do with Friends. Like I made the immediate joke, could I be any more dead? I did one of those because that's his thing. But at the end of it, it's like he just seemed like a troubled guy that was trying to get his life together, dropped out of the spotlight. And the thing that stood out to me is recently they had like a Friends reunion,
Mm-hmm.
like a special on some channel. I saw some of it, and it almost seemed like this was telescoped. Like he seemed like everybody, it seemed centered around him, and he was far from the central character of the show, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it like I said, I'm sleeping fine, but
You're not tore up
it,
from the flow
it
up about it.
Yeah.
yeah, but I'm not the only one. There's clearly a lot of social media presence talk, engaging in the Matthew Perry thing.
Mm-hmm.
I hope it wasn't suicide. I mean,
I don't think so. So, just to fill anyone in that doesn't know exactly what happened, basically he was 54, 56, 50 something,
yeah,
mid 50s, and he seemed
So
healthy.
young guy, young guy.
Yeah, young guy. I
yeah,
mean, he
Yeah.
seemed like he was like in pretty good health. He went to, I guess that morning went to like the pickleball, but the racquetball, whatever the fuck he was doing,
yeah. He's like a
tennis.
coach or something. Yeah,
Yeah, and he for like a couple hours he had played with like a couple different, playing partners, and they said that he seemed fine. He goes home, gets in his hot tub. His assistant like leaves to run some, I don't know, errands, I guess. And she comes back and he's just dead in the hot tub. Like had it appeared as if he had drowned in the hot tub because he was under the water. Now, so
they'll
he
find that out though.
well, he got he was taken to the coroner, took him to the morgue or whatever you want to call it, the offsite place where they do the autopsies, and the medical examiner, they released his autopsy yesterday, and they have determined that they're deferring his cause of death. So we don't really know technically why he died. So what that means is like you can if they defer the cause of death, that means that they have completed the autopsy. Right now they don't really know exactly what caused the death. They want to do some more investigation, but they have finished everything they could physically do, and they have released the body to the family so the family could have services. That's what that means.
So
What
there's
I
not,
hope,
there's not more information. Like they have all the information about the body.
They might be waiting for they might be. I think that I saw somewhere that they are waiting on some toxicology stuff, but they had said that preliminarily there was nothing in his system. Like it wasn't an overdose. It wasn't an accidental drug overdose. It wasn't like a Prozac overdose, nothing like that. But I mean, you're gonna test for like, poisons and shit like that, probably. I'm assuming.
But
Yeah.
here, the thing is though, and not like I follow these things a ton or anything, but I did find it odd that they said that it wasn't an overdose or anything. Like they never say it definitively that early. Like they said that
well,
within hours. They're like, well, it wasn't an overdose. I'm like, well, how would you know if they have to wait a few weeks for toxicology? How would you definitively know that it wasn't an overdose?
well, to answer that,
yeah.
he seems to be like mutually loved like person in Hollywood. Like I think Adele stopped mid concert and was talking about how when she met him, he was just the nicest guy. Like a lot of people, you're not hearing bad things about him, and maybe that has some substance that they're not gonna sell any papers putting him down, and so maybe they just eliminated that first. Plus, he has the history of pills and booze.
Well, I mean, I'm not saying it was
Yeah,
an
and
overdose.
that might be why they said that already, because of the history there.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
I'm not
they
saying
tried
it
to eliminate it.
was.
And honestly, like I said, I don't know the guy. Maybe he was a piece of shit behind the scenes, but anything that I ever saw of him, no, I mean, you don't know. I mean,
I know, but he was probably pretty okay.
I mean,
he's
when it
probably a
comes to
pretty okay guy. It just
illicit,
bothers. I don't know why it bothers me. But I hope that it just ends up died of natural causes, nothing shady, and his life, his death doesn't become a circus for the news for like the next,
like a MJ.
year. Yeah, it would feel bad. Like, I don't know.
So
Like,
when it comes to illicit drugs, they can tell that stuff pretty quickly. I mean,
Oh.
it's pretty clear in a just a standard
The paraphernalia.
standard toxicology exam. I mean,
and they're not doing a standard one. They're looking for like PCP.
But-
They're looking for everything.
no, that would come up in a stand. But I'm saying like they're gonna look for, let's say, like if you were poisoned with potassium cyanide or
Visine or antifreeze or something.
or antifreeze or like some kind of an ethyl alcohol or that's not booze.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. They're gonna see. I mean, they probably already checked like his regular labs. His INR was not. Well, they haven't said this. I'm just assuming his INR wasn't elevated, so no one poisoned him with Coumadin. I mean, just stuff like that. His insulin levels, his stuff like things like that that are toxicology. That's a little bit more than just illicit drug tests.
Did either of you see they posted a picture? I think I saw it on Facebook, but it was the last picture that they say they got with him, and he looked haggard. Like my heart goes out to his family. He looked rough. He looked.
See, I thought that he had kind of cleaned himself up. I mean,
I think he did.
as in like today.
I don't think
in the
this
last
is
couple of months at least.
Yeah,
He's
I don't
not been
think
on
this
any
is drugs and
substances.
alcohol. I think that he was on the straight and narrow. I think, but he looked old. I mean, he's 2 years older than me, and he looked like, if you pull it, you can probably pull it up, Des or Mike, and share it. Just pull up last picture of Matthew Perry, and I'm sure it'll come up. It's him standing next to this girl, and he just looks rough. He doesn't look 54.
And that's years of
Sure.
abuse of your body.
Yeah,
But I don't know. One thing I did, because what you were saying about how stuff things seem to be focused on him. So his Instagram, he was not a regular poster of Instagrams.
Yeah.
But like 3, 4, 5 days before his death, he was posting like a lot of stuff on his Instagram, just random shit. And what's kind of creepy about it is like one of the last pictures is him in a hot tub, like the night before. Like, no shit. Like, it was him in a hot tub with his headphones on, just chilling in the corner. Whatever. Which is ironic as fuck. But and they always say, like, how like when people are like they're gonna commit suicide, they'll like, or know they're gonna die or whatever, they will start giving stuff away, or they get happy, or just that release of
or they're overly happy.
Yes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And so it seems like they said that that foul play was not involved, and I don't want to say that this was a unalived event, but it's very hard to drown yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Almost impossible to drown yourself. Like,
Not purposefully, no.
Your body will not let you do it. Like, it's gonna, especially
That's
in a
good to
hot
know.
tub. It's not like you jumped in an ocean and you can't, and then you drown because you can't get to the surface. I mean, you can't drown yourself in a very shallow body of water. It's almost impossible, if not impossible. So I don't know. I think that he must have had some type of cardiac event.
Yeah, I really and I don't hope somebody had a heart attack, but I mean, I hope that his death can be.
Wouldn't that be the most common? Probably the most likely thing that happens,
especially in a hot tub. I mean, if he drowned, he could have. I mean, it could have been too hot. He could have passed out. There's that.
I mean, one thing I read was that he in the last like 3 or 4 years had 2 major operations.
Yeah, I think I heard about that.
After which each of them he had gone into a coma one for 2 weeks.
What operations?
He had a colon rupture,
Oof.
That's bad.
and I can't remember
That's the pills right there.
I can't remember what the other thing was, but it was acute and it was, traumatic. It wasn't planned. But the fact that he'd been in a coma 2 different times. I mean, so he had some health issues, is what I'm
If you
saying.
have a perforated bowel, you're gonna be asleep for a while because that's a major thing. Usually, I don't even want to get into it, but usually they leave your
Thank you.
if it's bad enough, they leave your abdomen open and you have to go back to surgery every day or every other day at the most, and to get your abdomen rewashed out. So it's medically induced. I mean, they have to. Yeah, they put it's a wound. It's called abthera. It's a wound vac that they put in there.
But it's so they
you're
can
not looking in
add,
someone's open
saline.
abdomen, but
jeez.
Yeah, it's pretty brutal.
Yeah, so that's a couple weeks. Yeah, that's pretty standard for that.
Well, so again, my 2 cents is, don't know the guy, liked him on the show. Anytime I saw him in anything, he was a breath of life. He seemed like a happy guy. And like I said, when I saw that recent Friends reunion, 15-minute segment on something, it did seem like it was he was central to it. Like everybody was I don't know if surprised to see him or whatever it was, but he did something with Diane Sawyer where he was talking about his addiction, and he just seems like a sincere guy, and it's sad to me. I know I get the feels sometimes too much about things, but I hope
that right, man. Yeah.
I just hope
nothing wrong with that.
I hope that it's not something insidious. I just hope
I don't think so.
It was his time, that God needed another friend.
His number was up.
I mean, I didn't really watch, and I've never really watched Friends, but
it's a great show.
I mean, that's what I've heard. But I think, just as someone that doesn't really know much about it, what I do remember is people that were into it. It was still a time where people got together, in real life.
Yeah.
and
totally.
People, it was like appointment time. There were people that they would go to so-and-so's house. They'd have 3, 4, 5, 10 people there.
They had drinking games.
And watching Friends. It was a thing. I knew many people that partook in that.
Well,
Grey's Anatomy.
Let's get off the sads. And let's talk about our next. Let's talk about what you wanted to talk about.
Let's talk about Britney, bitch.
Oh yeah, she is fucking bonkers. By the way,
is she bonkers or is she reacting normally to a fucked up situation? And
no. I'm talking about
no one would just let her.
Where all she does is dance, and she's got plastic knives, and she's She's definitely manic.
I think
at
there's
bare
an explanation
minimum,
for that, but
weren't they real? Those were real knives, though, weren't they?
They were fake knives. She would have sliced the shit out of herself the way she was swinging those things around.
Think about it though, Zeus. You're a psych nurse, so
yeah.
If you're a person that has been on lithium for years,
Prozac
for years, and then all of a sudden you aren't taking that stuff anymore, your brain's not going to automatically go back to what you used to be.
I am not indicting her for her looniness. She has had a fucking shit show of a life, being taken advantage of in every possible way. Now, I feel for her, but that does not take away from the fact that she is fucking straight up bonkers.
Well, the reason we're talking about Britney Spears right now is because her memoir came out 24th October. By the 25th or 26th, it had already hit the highest selling celebrity memoir ever.
So what? I don't know. What's the story?
So here it is. The Woman in Me.
Oh my
I went out and bought it.
She's got it.
I actually bought it on audiobook first because I was in the Bahamas when it dropped, and they didn't. I mean, there was I don't know.
Drop.
So I bought it on audiobook, and then I listened to maybe half of it. I'm really bad at listening to audiobooks because I either tune them out or I fall asleep, and then I'm like, fuck, I don't know where did I stop?
Right.
So then when we got back in the States, finally I bought it at the Atlanta airport. And I think I only have a couple chapters left to go, but man, she dropped some bombs. in here.
The one I heard was that she had an abortion with Justin Timberlake, which see, I want to like him too. He seems like a legit guy, and but it actually did sound like they were both like, you know what? We're at this point in our careers. This ain't the time to be having
That's not what she puts in here. She said that if it was up to her, that she wouldn't have gotten the abortion. But I mean, I don't want. She didn't really make it. Yeah. No, I think she's like 20. I don't know, 19, 20, 21. Okay. But she didn't make it seem like he talked her into it, and like it wasn't like he forced her to do it. But I mean.
He's oddly another one, like we were talking about Matthew Perry, who I feel like he seems like a pretty legit guy, like not a bad dude.
I think he steps on people to get where he's at, and he doesn't give a shit.
Really? That's
he did the same thing to Janet Jackson. He did.
Oh yeah.
And has yet to. I mean, this book came out. I mean, they dropped that abortion bomb like 2 days before the book came out. Maybe has contributed to why it was one of the bestsellers. But he's yet to come out and say anything about it. I mean,
silence.
Where you at, bro?
Good answer.
What you gonna say?
Isn't the big story here that Justin Timberlake is not gay? No, I'm just saying I didn't know if he was.
He ain't Lance Bass.
Oh.
No, I never thought he was gay. Definitely never thought JT was gay.
I didn't think so either.
Yeah, no, he likes a poon.
Yeah. So the reason Britney was able to write this is because her conservatorship is now over. A 13-year conservatorship.
Or kidnapping,
or whatever you want to call it. Taken advantage of, overhaul, fucked up dad. I don't know, but I was talking to Craig about this, and I was like, I didn't even realize she was ever in a conservatorship until the Free Britney shit came around.
Yeah, like 4 years ago when they started talking about it. I didn't know about it either.
No, I'm just saying, but did that save her, do you think? I mean, was she Looney Tunes?
To the public, it looks like she was Looney Tunes, right? Because she had Kevin Federline had took her kids from her for whatever reason. Usually a normal person would assume that if your kids get taken from you, it's because of a reason, right?
Especially by Kevin Federline.
Yeah, who the fuck are you, Kevin Federline? Fucking nothing. You're a no-hit wonder. That's what you are.
Wasn't he like one of her dancers or something?
Yeah. And then he also tried to use her to get his fucking music career going, which never took off because you suck. Anyway. So
I think Dez is team.
You better believe it. Preach it.
I don't know. He's weird. That was always a weird relationship. I'm like, who the fuck is this dude coming out of the woodworks?
He kind of made a name for himself for like a year or two there.
That's what I'm saying. He tried to get a rap career. I don't know, but
Kevin Federline. Yeah,
Kevin,
man.
sit down.
So what were some other bombs that were dropped?
Oh, okay. So I think overall the whole book is I don't want to say a bomb, but like a realization of, like I was saying, she just seemed really to the public when she was doing all that shit. She there was a picture that came out the paparazzi that it kind of looked like she had dropping her baby. Do you remember that?
I
think I remember that. Yeah.
So she just looked real disheveled, and then she shaved her head, and then
with the
then
golf
she
club.
ended up
then
she ended up in rehab 14 times.
Yeah,
so
that wasn't a good look.
Yeah, so she talks about all that stuff in her memoir, and so basically what she says is look, the first thing that happened was Kevin took her kids. That wasn't really the first thing. I think prior to that, maybe it was because she had 2 kids back to back. She got pregnant with the first one, and then a couple months later got pregnant with the second one after she gave birth to the first one. So she had postpartum depression that wasn't dealt with, and then she had again postpartum depression with the second one that kind of built up because of the 2 back-to-back pregnancies. So there was that, I've experienced postpartum depression, and it's a bitch. And so it makes you really crazy and do really crazy things and have crazy thoughts. And then Kevin was real shady. He basically abandoned her. Which why the fuck would you do that to Britney Spears? She's hot.
Mhm.
Yeah, she's smoking.
Yeah.
Even right now when she's just clearly bonkers, I'm like, yeah, she's got it going on.
And yeah, it was like she was like in the height of, well, she had gotten pregnant, so maybe not the height of her career, but it was a height of her career. Anyway. So and then like so he basically just like ghosted her. Like I know, like why are we ghosting people for super famous, but we're ghosting people still out there, Kevin Federline. He like ghosted her and then took her kids. And so she went crazy. So and the media gets a picture of her like basically going psycho on his front door trying to get her kids. To me, that's normal. You want to take my kids? I'm beating this door down.
Was that when she had the golf club with the shaved head?
That was against a truck or something.
So she shaved her head very right after this whole kids thing.
Yeah.
So and then so everyone was like, there was rumors that she did it because Kevin Federline was gonna get a hair follicle test in the custody case that so she could I don't know, that was the big thing. But that's, she's like, and it was really kind of touching how she wrote it. She was like, I really just felt like fuck the world. All everyone cares about me is my body, how I look, my voice. Like nobody cares about the real me, not even the father of my kids or how I'm feeling right now.
Though. I mean,
so she said, you want me to be this beautiful blonde? Fuck you. She went and shaved it off.
Mm-hmm.
She was just going through a lot, and it wasn't drug induced at all. In fact, her parents drugged her. That's how she ended up in rehab, because they have to drug test you when you go to rehab, because if you don't have any drugs in your system, they're not going to admit you, right? How come there was never a report cut that came out? And I thought about this. No one ever said what she was on.
I fully believe that. I believe her. I believe she, again, I'm not going to back down on the fact that she is bonkers, but I believe that her story she's a good reporter, is what we would say in nursing. I believe that, and maybe there's some, little flares to it that are maybe extreme, but yeah, I believe it all. I mean, I was watching, I think it was right around when her book came out, they started showing all these old videos of like her and Justin Timberlake. She had to have been like 12 years old
and when Mickey Mouse Club.
Yeah, on Mickey Mouse Club.
Oh, yeah.
Her whole life has been in the spotlight. And that's got to be tough.
So some stuff I didn't know about her. So she actually, it was between her and what's that bitch's name that's in the Notebook? What's her name?
Christina Aguilera.
No, the Notebook. Rachel McAdams.
Rachel McAdams. Yeah.
It was Rachel McAdams and Britney Spears were the two contenders for that role. And Rachel McAdams got it. Yeah, like so, like there's you can search like, and I never knew that. It would have been a pretty different movie.
Yeah,
probably pretty awful.
I mean, I don't
know. She played a good role in Crossroads.
People love to hate celebrities, but I never understood it with Britney Spears. I'm no special pleader for her, and I'm not that I'm a huge fan, but she's never I've never heard any stories of her like being an ass to someone or stealing stuff, or I mean, maybe I'm just saying she seems like she's got issues, but who doesn't? But she doesn't seem like a horrible person. I don't know why people hate her so much.
Well, so in the picture that came out that looked like she was dropping her kid, she talks about that picture and she's like, if there's a video out there of that same situation. There's the still photos that got sold to the magazines, and then there's the video. The video showed that what happened is I went to get in one side of the car and the driver was like, no, other side. So she gets out of the car. She has a glass of water and her baby and is pregnant. And she's pregnant. Like I mean, she's not a horrible person. She's pregnant. She's not she's not high on fucking drugs, but her shoe, like her heel kind of like.
Oh, so yeah.
So she tripped on her heel, which I do that shit all the time.
Yeah. They made it look like she was, falling apart.
It's made her kind of fall and catch herself a little bit against the car with her water and then with her cup and over her solo cup, a cup that was not unmarked, and the baby kind of like, he's like, ugh.
Yeah, it looks like this is how she's walking down the street. Like this is one frame of 30 minutes, of her walking.
Wouldn't it be interesting?
I know, isn't it fucked up? She's like, Yeah, and the only bad thing I guess she's ever done is she beat the shit out of that one paparazzi's car with the green umbrella.
Yeah. Oh, the umbrella. I thought it was the
Mhm.
golf club, but yeah.
Yeah.
And she talks about that in here too, and she's like,
I used an
we
umbrella.
like are in the car stopped. The paparazzi comes up and is like banging on her side of the window, and they're like, this is what we're going to do. We're going to ask you a few questions, and you're going to answer them, and then we'll be done. And she's just like, the way they were talking to me, it's like they were telling me what they're going to do to me. Like, they're not asking me if they can ask me any questions or take these photos of me. They're just telling me what they're going to do to me. And she's like, I just had it. And the only thing I could, in the car, the only thing I could grab was that damn green umbrella. And I just got out and whipped the shit out of his car.
Wow.
Like I sit at home, and if everybody's talking all at once, I start to fucking go ballistic. I can only imagine if I was being verbally attacked by people that I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I mean,
And
like
people
I said,
constantly following you all the time. Just to
all
get
the time. You
picture of
can't
you.
do anything that's not being viewed.
Mhm.
Like, yeah, it would
It would make, yeah.
more power to her. Like, wouldn't it be interesting if she's actually brilliant and she's doing all this Instagram videos to make herself look a certain way to maybe distract people? Like,
So
they're
the latest rumor is
crazy.
that
We'll
those
leave her alone. What?
the latest conspiracy theory is those Instagram videos are not even her. It's like AI.
Right, I've heard that.
Mm.
And they'll show like the video, and like at one point it's like it looks like Jamie Lynn, and then it looks like her.
Mhm.
Yeah, I've seen those.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. There's a conspiracy for everything.
I heard
Anyway.
some. Yeah, sorry.
Back to and then it just goes on to talk about her fucked up family, which is really fucked up, and how her dad put her under this conservatorship, which is completely fucked up, and I don't think she deserved that or
It's
continue
awful.
or to stay in it. Her dad's a fucking money hungry piece of shit. And that sucks. And she was their cash cow, and they didn't want her to go off and do
Wasn't her
adult
mom
things.
Wow.
Huh?
Where was her mom in all this?
She was just being a southern wife, just
Letting it happen.
just standing back and shutting up.
Ugh.
But it talks about, so her mom wrote a book. I didn't know this, because who the fuck is Britney Spears' mom, and why are you writing a book, and why does anyone care? But she did write a book, like kind of in like the whole situation of her being in rehab and shit like that, and whatever. And so she basically exploited her daughter's story so she could make money off of book sales instead of being a parent to her daughter, being there for her.
She wrote it. She was basically
like, I don't know what went wrong. I don't know why Britney's so, basically fucked up. And it's like, I don't think she was fucked up in the beginning.
Yeah.
She was acting normal, but under a spotlight.
Maybe it's because her mom is writing a tell-all book. Maybe why she's so messed up.
Maybe Lynn Spears, you agree to watch her kids for her so she can go out with her friends, and she goes out with her friends and she gets toasty like everyone does and has the right to. And then when she comes home, you want to fucking berate her and tell her that she's a piece of shit mom because she went out and got drunk. But if that's how you felt, then why the fuck did you come watch the kids and you knew she was gonna do that?
Is that what is that what she's saying?
That's one of the stories in there, yeah.
Jeez. No, I mean it's like, well, are her parents together still?
They are together. They had gotten divorced, but they got divorced, and then they had gotten back together. But I think her mom is remarried and has other kids now.
Oh, other than Brittany and was it Jamie Lynn?
Jamie Lynn. Mm-hmm.
Jeez, man. I heard something, and this was from I think it was from Mike EP. I was looking at one of his shorts about this conspiracy theory that Eminem is actually an android.
He's an android.
That he died in a car accident, like back in like
that's like trying to say Tupac is still alive.
Yeah, and he's actually like an android being controlled by the Illuminati. I don't know. Mike EP did this whole short on it, but anyway,
the Illuminati is not real.
I know, and why would they?
Android robots of them?
But I want to live in a world where they are, though. Yeah,
we just have. Did you ever hear about the Avril Lavigne story?
No, I mean I know who that is, but no.
what was it that she had? That she
She's
died, and
oh
the person that was that. So she had died secretly, and then the person that everyone saw as Avril Lavigne wasn't really Avril Lavigne. It was a fucking
someone
replacement
else.
actor.
But why would they do? I guess because they already spent all that money on the branding and right. You
I
can't.
don't know. She didn't die. She didn't die. It's her.
Right, but why would they come up with a conspiracy that she died?
I
It's
don't know.
well, it's that whole Beatles thing with like, Paul McCartney is dead. Like the Paul McCartney today is not the real Paul McCartney. And if you play their records backwards and all, it says
Oh
Paul is
yeah.
dead and all that good stuff.
Have
You
you ever
know,
tried that? Can you even do that?
you can. And yeah, it does say some weird stuff. I mean, it's been decades, but
Really? You've done it?
yeah.
Funny.
My friend's dad had like all the Beatle albums on vinyl. So by the time like we heard about that, we were able to, what do they call that? Backwards masking. Yeah.
That's weird. Is
All
that like
is
subliminal
dead.
messaging?
Yeah. But the whole thing, I never understood like, well, if you only hear it when you play it backwards, how can you be perceiving it? I mean, I have a hard time perceiving things playing at normal speed in forward motion, right? I don't need to hear it backwards. I don't know.
That's
It's kind
just
of
people
weird.
have too much time on their hands.
That's what I'm thinking.
So.
Actually,
Wait, are we talking about some like backwards Britney Spears album
No,
thing?
we're not. New topic.
No.
Different. We kind of got a little tangent about there. But
yeah,
we're talking about conspiracy theories of pop stars. I mean, that
being
Eminem is
Oh,
androids.
Paul is dead.
Yeah,
Paul is dead is the big
Paul's
one.
dead.
Yeah. I want to say it was Let It Be. If you play it backwards, it said Paul is dead.
Yeah, I can't remember which album or
It
which
was off of Abbey
exact
Road.
song.
It was definitely Abbey Road, and like
What's
they
the
were
cover too?
yeah, they were all walking with shoes, and he was barefoot, and all
Yeah,
these
he was
other
a
things.
corpse.
Yeah, yeah, that was
So,
an
so just a quick question with Britney Spears. So you're saying this is the highest selling memoir, like
celebrity
autobiography,
memoir.
celebrity memoir.
I don't know the difference between a memoir and autobiography. Maybe they're the same thing. Just memoir is a fancier word. I don't know.
good for her. Let her make as much money as she
Yeah.
can. Let her be crazy in her little beachfront place and live her life, man.
Yeah, live your life.
I'm a big believer right now in just let people be happy.
Yeah, just do you,
Because
boo.
It's
I
very
really-
reasonable.
You only get one life.
yeah,
Yeah.
if
Do
she's
what you wanna
not
do with it.
hurting other people, then that's enough.
Speaking,
In my line of business, the reason you medicate people is to keep them from harming themselves or others. If they're not doing that, let them throw cats at fucking doors,
That
whatever.
might be harming others. That might fall into that category.
yeah,
Oh,
they're
cats
harming the
don't really
cats.
I'm a dog guy.
There's another story because it's just a kind of a strange story. I don't know if you guys saw recently. A couple days ago, it was a story about this hockey player who used to play in the NHL who died while playing over in England. I think it was like this
Oh
past
yeah,
weekend.
the guy like sliced his throat or something.
He got
Like,
he got a skate to the neck, and
Damn. Did the dude take his skate off or did he get skated over?
he got hit with a skate.
he like roundhouse kicked him.
Yeah, well,
Oh, shit.
this is what I'm getting at. So I first heard this story, I'm like, oh man, that's crazy. But I mean, nothing. I don't think the guy died, but there was a
No, he
goalie.
died.
No,
He died.
but I'm saying when this happened before, there was a
Oh.
famous one where this goalie got a blade in the neck and almost died, but this guy died. And then today,
He's like
I was
22.
something, and it was like, did this other guy do it on purpose? And I was like, no way. And I watched the video, and I'll be damned if it doesn't look like this guy went after this guy on purpose with his blade. And like Zeus said, it was like a roundhouse kick, which you would never do in hockey. This is a move that would never just
How did
accidentally
you not
happen.
fall on your ass trying to
It's
do
not
that
a
roundhouse
sanctioned.
move?
It's not a
on the ice?
sanctioned move.
It's not a sanctioned move, and the guy goes back with his left foot high, like, and totally just goes right across this guy's neck. Guy bleeds out on the ice, like right
Oh my
there.
God.
Died on the ice. Des.
Died on the ice.
That I
Can
mean
you imagine
that,
everyone there
that
just like
indicates how severe
You
the cut.
can watch the video. It's pretty horrendous.
Well,
Yeah.
here's a fun fact for everyone. You can exsanguinate in 9 minutes.
I wish it was faster.
So
Yeah.
on that note, I got to go make sure this patient that I have to go take care of does not exsanguinate when they cannulate him for ECMO, because
Very
no
well.
one right there knows how to do what they're doing. So, good show, guys. I have to bail out real fast, but
Well played, Des. See you next week.
see ya. I'm gonna
Thanks.
scoot on out.
Take
We'll have
care.
something
Okay,
fun
I'll
next
see you
week.
guys next week. Bye bye.
Bye-bye.
Yeah.
That was
Yeah.
funny. No, I didn't realize, like, when you first heard the story, did you hear it about with the crowd, with the possible purposefulness of it, or did you just hear about it as an accident?
Dude, if you're doing a roundhouse on ice in skates and you're a trained skater, that's intentional, man. Like I don't know.
I just
I'll
didn't
have
see
to
that
see
at
video.
first. Yeah.
What's that?
I just didn't see it. I heard about it before I ever saw it. So, and that's why I
actually
never
gonna-
saw the kick.
Let's see. I'm gonna pull up the video.
It's probably not
Is it-
gonna. Yeah.
Police investigating the death of U.S. ice hockey player Adam Johnson, who died. Let's go to videos. Yeah, I think the world is just fucking bonkers, man. Like, hockey players are fucking doing roundhouses and slicing necks. It's
Well,
just
yeah. But I'm with you.
yeah. To get off on, just since we gotta maintain for a little while here. To go off on a tangent, I don't know if you got to look at that paper that I sent on mass shooters.
I hadn't
But
had a
it
chance
was-
to go through it. No. I mean, I
it
will. It's in my reading
was-
list.
It's really fascinating because basically what they came down to is mass shooters are generally, they might have some mental health issues, but generally speaking, they're not like schizophrenic or antisocial personality disorder. They're actually usually driven like by an ideal or because they were bullied. It was just fascinating. The one thing that stood out, though, the one group of people that they could kind of lay it down on was autistic people. And I found that kind of fascinating because autistic people are relatively, they can be very detail oriented at times. So I did find that interesting. I don't know where that applies with this. It's just that everything is going to hell right now. I don't even the election, I can't even keep up with it anymore.
Yeah, it's
you
a little
know.
early.
Yeah, but they're talking about it every day. And I saw
know.
this thing with Kamala the other day where she's like, he's alive and he's definitely running. God, there's not a woman I find more deplorable probably than Kamala Harris. I
It's-
dislike her probably more than Biden.
It's like a horrible comedy that we're in. It's a tragedy, and we're in it. But you can still laugh at it. I mean, she's so
I can't.
preposterous. She's so preposterous.
Like, she literally,
It's unbelievable.
she's the queen mother of not answering a fucking question that's asked of her.
Yeah. I just
Like,
don't.
what-
I don't understand how other people listen to her and watch her and are like, oh yeah, that's a very reasonable situation.
No, she's a
That's
buffoon.
That's a totally acceptable way of
She's the
phrasing
level
that.
of
Like, who
stupid.
are these people? I see
She's the
stickers
level of
on
stupid that
people's
if I was in a
cars.
bar and she started spouting them some of this stupidity, I'd want to punch her in the fucking, if she was a guy, of course if she was a guy, because
I'm just
well,
saying.
these days, who knows? But she is the level of buffoonery that comes from her. He's a distraction from how stupid she is, but that's because he's senile. He at least has an excuse. She is just dumb. So dumb.
I mean,
Like,
what's his face warned everybody. Willie, what's that guy's name? Willie something. The old mayor of San Francisco. I can't remember his name. He dated her back in the day.
Well, I'll never get past the fact that she's all like pro like marijuana legalization and all that, and she put tens of thousands of people in prison.
She's not pro. She's not pro or anti anything. She's a political animal, opportunist, liar. I mean, she's whatever you want her to be, man.
Yeah, honestly, the only thing that she has done is proven that America is not full of a bunch of racists, that they elected an African American woman as vice president, and of course the previous president was black. I see. Those.
Yeah, but she's not even. She's her dad's from Jamaica.
Okay,
I'm just saying she's Jamaican American and Indian American. She's American. Anyway, it's so preposterous. It really the way they get you talking about stuff is just outrageous. But listen, I think it may be a good time to say the words. I know it's a little short, but
it is.
I can't talk about Kamala. I can't talk about Kamala Harris.
Yeah, and
it's been a long
RFK
day.
Bowing out has been a sad state of affairs for me.
RFK's bowing out.
But he went independent. You didn't hear about that?
Oh yeah, okay. No, I know he went to the independents. Yeah,
it's the same thing as bowing out. You know,
I guess I don't know.
I don't think that we will. I don't think in the span of our lives that we'll see an independent win the presidency.
I'd be happy with any non-Democrat. We may not see that either.
I'm not necessarily against Democrat if it's a good guy. Like RFK was the one that I could have gotten behind. Maybe Tulsi Gabbard, absolutely. I still hope that she goes back in just to crush them under her heels, because she is badass. Have you looked at anything with her?
Yeah, no, I'm very familiar with Tulsi Gabbard. Yeah, I mean, this is the second time she's run.
What's that?
I said she has expressed interest in running previously. This wasn't. Yeah,
but I mean, she seems legit. And the term I heard with RFK recently was they don't like him because he's a truth teller. And I found that to be kind of where I'm at with it. That's why I liked him. He doesn't pull any punches. He fights big business. He again, I said it before, he's the anti-Trump. And now he's not going to be there. So I'm not going to vote.
Well, you can still vote for him.
Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, if he's on the ballot, I mean, it's important. I don't know. I've always felt I voted for plenty of people in my life who had almost no chance of winning. And I did it consciously because I was like, I at least want to register that vote. Like when someone's looking through the statistics, the next election, they're going to say like, wow, look, this guy got X amount of percent. And this was his platform. I mean, you try to just move the ball down the road, even if it's just 1 inch. You know what I mean? I don't know. I mean, that's just the way I used to look at it. So, I mean, I do vote for people. I vote for people who I like as opposed to who I think's gonna win.
Right. I do too. And I've claimed my guilt in voting for Biden because Trump was such an asshat, and I will pull back on that and say Trump is still an asshat, but he's not the asshat that's running the country right now. That guy is just bonkers. Anyway, without Dez to keep the show lively, I think.
Yeah, I mean, the reason I was saying that, just full disclosure, it's just been a long day. It's just been a long day. I'm just tired, man.
No, sorry. And I'll talk to you after we
I just gotta I got a lot going on.
Yeah. But so I think we've been on for quite a while. I think it's about time we wrap things up.
Good going.